So every time I talk about how I think Kent Hughes and the Montreal Canadiens are building something very special, and I think they're going to have a fantastic team in a few years, I get tons of fans, usually from other fan bases, saying, no, their rebuild is going to fail, it's going to fall flat on its face, and they usually have a few of the same reasons why. Number one, they don't trust Kent Hughes' drafting ability. Apparently, the Slafkovsky first overall pick is already a bust, and it's, quote, a waste of a first overall pick that's going to hurt the franchise, apparently. And these fans also like to bring up that the reinbacher pick was also terrible, and there were much better players to be picked at that position, and that's also going to be a waste of a pick. And that's supposedly going to sink the rebuild. The other one I hear is Suzuki and Caufield aren't true franchise players, and that's going to really hurt the Habs because Suzuki hasn't had a big offensive season yet. He's just a over-glorified second liner, and Caufield had that stint in the minors where he went through a huge goal-scoring slump, and he's never scored over 30 goals, so these two guys are just overhyped, and Montreal's giving all their money to guys like this, so they're never going to have a true superstar, and therefore never going to win. Another one I hear from a lot of Habs fans, actually, is they don't trust the Montreal Canadiens' scouting or drafting ability, notably Nick Bobrov. And lastly, this one's so funny to me. You're not going to be able to replace Carey Price, so you guys won't be good. First of all, let's see what Slafkovsky's got when he's not in the middle of a culture shock dealing with playing in North America for the first time and living in North America for the first time for maybe the craziest fan base in the NHL, and can get a full season under his belt before we start calling him the next Nail Yakupov. And the type of defenseman that David Reinbacher seems to be is like gold for NHL teams. And yeah, maybe he doesn't put up all the flashy points and goals like a lot of other players that were available at that spot in the draft, but he might do something that's even more valuable for the Montreal Canadiens, and they can get the offense from other guys. Which, by the way, some people have been saying David Reinbacher is Roman Josi-like, so if that's true, then he's got some offense to him. And yes, look, I agree it's time for Suzuki and Caufield to really pull up and be like, hey, we are offensive dynamos. We can carry this team offensively, and it's time for them to have a really big season in the goals and assists category over a full season. It's time. But the clutch level they showed as kids in that cup final run for the Habs a couple of years ago, you can't teach that. Matthews and Marner are still looking for how to get that. To me, that's the ultimate test. If you can do that, you will be able to help your team win in a big way. But it's an everyday league, and you gotta produce in the regular season. I'm waiting to see if they can do that this year. And lastly, the Habs prospect cupboard is stacked, and even young kids who are already in the lineup, like Arbor Jackeye, Caden Gooley, those two are gems. Raphaël Harvey-Pinard, Joshua Roy, Sean Farrell, Lane Hudson, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. I haven't even named all of them. They're good to go in the prospect world. Oh, and the Carey Price thing. I mean, dude, how many teams were able to have a goalie on Carey Price's level? In this day and age in the NHL, it's extremely rare. There's maybe a handful of teams who have a goalie at Carey Price's level, or honestly, not even. So look, obviously you want a Carey Price in your lineup. It's not ideal to not have one, but they can be okay without one. Vegas just won the cup with Aiden Hill and Laurent Brossoit, okay? Montreal can be good without a Carey Price level goaltender. So there you go. I stand by what I said. I think Montreal's rebuild is going to be a success. I think they're going to be good in a few years. I really do. Let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.